Hey losers, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with the books that I bought in August. Quite a few new releases, I have to say. And I'm excited to tell you about them. Let's see. Okay, first of all, a book that I read as an ARC and I really loved it. So I wanted to get a copy. This is Mayfly by CJ Lead. This is a disgusting book. A dirty, disgusting book about a young woman named Mayfly who meets a man, and something about him really makes her tick, and so they together like try to reach their full depraved potential. This has a lot of cool stuff about Hollywood, old Hollywood. Maeve's grandmother was like an old Hollywood star. She is obsessed with like old Hollywood and Halloween and Disneyland. So this is great. Love this book so much. I like 100% needed a copy. Okay, then also I actually don't know when this came out, but this is like a dirty, smutty book that I want to read called Priest by Sierra Simone. This is about like, okay, like this is for sure my childhood religious trauma speaking. This is about a priest who forgoes his vows of celibacy and chastity. Sounds great. What else here? I have got Mr. Magic by Kirsten White. And oh god, this sounds so great. This honestly, it kind of reminds me of if you watched I think it's Channel Zero, right? That horror anthology series. Like the first season, I believe, was about like this strange TV show that it was like that all these people watched as children and now they're adults, and like it's almost like they've forgotten that it ever happened, and the adults in their lives acted like it never was a thing, but like now if I'm remembering it right, like the children are talking about the characters in this, and it's like freaking them out because they're like, oh, can't find anything about this show. So I think that this is similar. So it says this show happened 30 years ago. There was a tragic accident. It was a children's TV show called Mr. Magic, and there are 5 children who are now adults 30 years later who had been on this TV show, and now it's like there is no evidence of this ever happening, but the castmates, it says, are back together in a remote desert filming compound. I don't know, and like Mr. Magic is back somehow. So this is a book I'm picking up next month to read. I'm very excited about it. Also, what a cool ass cover. I would read probably any book if I had this cover, but also, you know, it sounds really weird and good. Next, I picked up Whale Fall by Daniel Kraus. Oh, I fucking knew I needed this book the second I saw it. This is about a diver who is looking for like the remains of his father in the ocean, which is kind of crazy in and of itself. And then like the synopsis says that he encounters a giant squid, but then also like a fucking whale eats him. So okay, listen, I don't know how to approach this because it's called Whale Fall, but I hope I'm not spoiling anything because it's just conjecture. So maybe I'm saying something that's not the synopsis, but I haven't read this, so I don't know if it's true or not. So like, I don't know, maybe skip forward a couple of seconds so I could talk about this because my brain has been thinking about it since the second I fucking saw this. But like, the term whale fall is when a whale carcass, when a whale dies and like its carcass floats to the bottom of the ocean floor, and then like all the ocean critters like eat it. But that's called like a whale fall when there's a whale carcass on the bottom of the ocean floor. So like, I'm like, is the whale gonna die? Why would it be called whale fall if it wasn't? So sorry, hopefully I'm not like I don't know. I mean, I feel like it doesn't say that in the synopsis, but also it's the fucking title. So I am very excited about this. I have an affinity for things in the water, things in the ocean especially. My name is Coral, so maybe like that's just something that naturally comes to me. But I like have 2 big ocean critter tattoos on my back. Like that's just something I've always been really interested in. Hence why I knew what a whale fall was. Whale falls are really cool to see. There are lots of weird things that come out to eat whale carcasses. Anyways, next I have Delicate Condition by Daniel Valentine. This is a weird pregnancy motherhood story about a woman who's struggling to get pregnant, and she really starts to believe that somehow her like infertility treatment is like being sabotaged. The synopsis talks about like drugs going missing and things like that, but now she is pregnant. However, her doctor says that she's suffered a miscarriage and that there's no fetus in there any longer, but she feels like there is. She can like physically feel that it's still there, but she's wondering if it's a baby at all. So I'm very interested in this also. Another book about TV. This is Burn the Negative by Josh Winning, and this is about, it's another one where this person was in a TV show some time ago and now she's an adult, and it turns out that like the TV show was cursed and like this shit happened, and now the TV show is being remade and it's almost like the curse has come back, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I also really love the cover, and if you can see like the what do they call that, flaps, book flaps, it's book flaps look also like it's paper that's been burned through, which is interesting. Yeah, I like that. So very fun. I have 2 books from Nightworms. I'm gonna read you the synopsis of these since I didn't do my unwrapping. The first one here is a book I'm really looking forward to. This is The Handyman Method by Nick Cutter and Andrew F. Sullivan, and this sounds so fucking weird. Okay, it says, when the Sabin family moves into a rural, unfinished development community, cracks begin to emerge in both their new residence and their lives. As a father wrestling with his unemployment and his uncertain place in the world, Trent Sabin's attempts at DIY home repairs lead him down an online rabbit hole, where a paranormal radicalization surreptitiously takes hold as a mysterious instructor delivers dark, subliminal suggestions of how to handle any problem around the house. Meanwhile, stepping into the sole breadwinner role, his wife, Rita, tries to hold the family together as matters spiral out of control and go from bad to worse. Even as their son Milo, a boy left to his own devices, exhibits the sinister side effects of far too much screen time, the trials of home improvement, destructive insecurities, and a horror beyond imagination could collide in this terrifying story that will haunt readers long after the page is turned. So it sounds so strange. It sounds really strange, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. I've loved everything I've read from Nick Cutter. The Troop, The Deep. What's the other one? The Troop, The Deep. Little Heaven. That's what I'm thinking of. Loved them all. I have another one he wrote called The Acolyte that I need to read too. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to The Handyman Method. And then the other book included in this month's Nightworms package was 101 Horror Books to Read Before You're Murdered by Sadie Hartman, who you might be familiar with. This is like a reference guide about books, horror books, and modern horror books. I've read a little bit of it. It's written well. She talks about the books in a way that doesn't spoil anything. It tells you like the atmosphere, pacing, like what kind of tropes to expect in it and stuff like that. So that's really fun that she's broken it down like that. And what else? Last thing that I'm excited about. I need to dust this off, but my mom, when she visited last month, brought like boxes of shit, and I have only gone through one box so far, but this is something I've had for a long time. This is The World of Edward Gorey by Edward Gorey, you know, and basically this is just a bunch of his stories, and I'm kind of scared to open it because the binding is really cracked, but his artwork and stuff like that, I had a few Edward Gorey things growing up, and I don't know if any of the other ones are in there, but I have that, so that's kind of exciting. And that's it. Those are the books I bought this month. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought about them. I'd love to know if there's anything you were really excited to find this month. Other than that, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you later. Goodbye.